Stop. If you're buying a Cleveland home in 2025, this inspection mistake can cost you $15,000. I'm Haley Connors, your CLE homegirl Haley, a Northeast Ohio realtor, and today I'll be walking you through the entire home inspection process, step by step. You are going to learn how to choose a qualified Cleveland inspector, what they must check, and what they often miss. Red flags unique to our older Cleveland homes, and how to negotiate repairs without killing the deal. In Cleveland's 2025 market, 60% of homes are 50 or more years old. That means hidden issues like clay soil foundations, shifting could equal cracks, aging sewer lines, clay pipes tend to collapse, and knob and tube wiring. It's a fire risk and an insurance nightmare. Things you should be asking your inspector before hiring them are you licensed by the Ohio Home Inspector Board? You can verify this at commerce.ohio.gov. And you need to be asking, do you carry E&O insurance? This protects you if they miss major issues during your home inspection. A pro tip, I recommend Northeast Ohio certified inspectors because they specialize in our soil and our weather. Now, the inspection day walkthrough, the timeline. It typically takes anywhere between 1 to 4 hours for typical Cleveland homes, depending how complex the home and how big it is. They check the basement for efflorescence and crack mapping. If you see chalky white streaks on concrete, well, that's efflorescence, which is mineral deposits left by water seepage. In Cleveland's clay soil, it often signals foundation moisture issues. Inspectors will measure crack widths with calipers. Anything over a quarter of an inch could mean structural shifting needing a $10,000 plus repair. And why does all this matter? Well, our freeze-thaw cycles expand cracks yearly. If you leave it unchecked, you could face basement floods or worse. They also check the roof. They want to look for ice damage assessment. They check for curled shingles, which indicate aging, damaged flashing, which leads to attic leaks, any ice dam stains, which is going to be proof of past water intrusion. And why does this matter? Well, a compromised roof in Cleveland means $5,000 to $15,000 in repairs, especially with our heavy lake effect snow. Now they also check plumbing. They're going to look for water pressure tests, and they'll do a sewer scope if you opt in for that. The inspector runs every faucet simultaneously to check for pressure drops below 40 psi. It's a sign of corroded galvanized pipes, which is common in homes built before 1970. Low pressure could be 8K plus in a repiping job. And 70% of Cleveland's older homes have clay sewer lines that tree roots crush. A $400 scope now beats a $10K emergency dig later, so definitely consider getting a sewer scope along with your general home inspection. Now back to electrical, the knob and tube wiring scan. Ceramic knob and tubes were standard pre-1950, but now they're fire hazards and, well, uninsurable. Inspectors look for exposed wires, especially near insulation. DIY splices, it's a major code violation. And overloading circuits. Burn marks equal red flag. Why does this matter? Well, most insurers won't cover homes with active knob and tube wiring, and rewiring costs $15K plus for a 1,500 square foot house. Now that you know what they're finding, let's talk about how to read your report without panicking, because the report is going to be very long with lots of complicated language. So some decoding language. Monitor tends to mean a minor issue, such as a minor crack. Repair means it needs fixing now, such as exposed wiring. And further evaluation equals call a specialist, such as a structural engineer. Now some Cleveland-specific alerts. Efflorescence on basement walls equals water intrusion, common with our freeze-thaw cycle. Galvanized pipes equals likely corroded, ask for replacement credit. And now on to negotiating repairs. You need a strategy. You want to prioritize safety, which is going to be your electrical and gas leaks, structural, and systems. Now, do you want to request credits versus repairs? Which is better? Well, it's really up to you. But a credit, you're able to hire your own contractor, so you do get more control. With a repair, the seller fixes it, which is going to mean your house is definitely move-in ready, but it could also mean a risk of cheap patches, so keep that in mind. Now, Cleveland market tip in 2025, sellers tend to leave towards credit instead of repairing it. Now, that is all negotiable, but that's what it's looking like right now. And you also want to negotiate based on an objective defect, never personal characteristics. Now, some questions I tend to get that I'm just going to answer. Can you skip inspection in a bidding word? No, never do that. Ohio allows informational only inspections, no repair acts, but you still learn the risk. So always get that inspection. Now, who pays for radon testing? Well, the buyer typically pays. If you want to get that done, it's typically around $150. Cleveland's bedrock has medium radon risk, so it is recommended to test your home before buying. And what if the inspector misses something? Well, licensed inspectors carry E&O insurance like we talked about earlier, so make sure you are documenting everything. Now, are sewer scopes mandatory? No, they're not mandatory, but it is recommended. 70% of Cleveland homes pre-1980 have clay pipes, and like I said earlier, those often collapse, and it is a very expensive fix. That's not something you want to learn the hard way. How long can I negotiate credits and or repairs after the inspection? It's typically 3 to 5 days per your Ohio contract. Do not wait. Check with your realtor because you can change that, but it is typically 3 to 5 days in Ohio. Now, first-time buyers, do you have inspection anxiety? Well, I've got your back. Book a free inspection strategy call. Text INSPECT to 216-925-7265, and we could set up a free inspection consultation and just go over any of your anxiety or questions you may have. Subscribe for more Cleveland home buying secrets and comment down below your biggest inspection worry or the craziest thing you've seen in an inspection down below. And if you comment any questions, don't worry, I'll reply to those personally and answer those. Thank you guys for watching my video. I'll see you again next week.